In this quick tutorial video, I want to show you how the widget system works in Palladio and some of the common pitfalls that people run into when using widgets in their emails. So I'm going to run through something that if you're watching this video, you've probably experienced, which is why you're at this video, but it's something like this. So you add a widget to your Palladio account. In this case, it's the highlighter widget. It looks cool. You want to use it in an email. So you click use an email and you put in a heading that looks fine. This looks like what I want. And then you do what Palladio tells you to do, which is to click this big blue button and paste it directly in your ConvertKit email. So I'm going to do that. Go into ConvertKit. Here's my email. I'm going to paste. And when I preview it, you're going to see this dreaded error message that says can't load snippet highlighter. So this is usually where problems arise, where people aren't really sure what to do about this. So I'm going to quickly show you what is actually going on. So the way that ConvertKit works with Palladio in this case is that when Palladio wants to use a widget, it's setting a bit of liquid code that includes some variable and dynamic data, like in this case, the actual heading content itself. And then it's referencing the content snippet in ConvertKit, which has all the structure, all the code involved in like coming up with a highlight effect and all that kind of stuff. That's there in one place. The benefit is that that means you can then update your highlighter widget in one place, which is that content snippet, and then all the different emails that use it get updated automatically. But what do you do when you're hit with this can't load snippet error message? So the reason for this error message is that when Palladio generates the code, it's referencing a content snippet that cannot be found. So what if you go to my list of content snippets here, you'll see I don't have any content snippets at all added to ConvertKit. So that's the issue here, is that I don't actually have the widget that I want, this highlighter, added to my ConvertKit account. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So I'm going to go and click the Sync with ConvertKit button up here. I'm going to do what it says quickly. Basically, all it's telling you to do is go and create a new content snippet, give it a name, and then add an HTML block and paste what's now on your clipboard into it. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to call this, let's call this Palladio Magic Highlighter. Yeah, Palladio Magic Highlighter. That sounds fine. I'm going to give it my HTML block, paste what's on my clipboard directly into it, click Save, and now we have the Palladio Magic Highlighter content snippet there. So you might be thinking, cool, I've done that. Now I can click use an email, right? So if I click use an email now, do the same thing again, click copy to my clipboard, go back into this email, paste it, preview, we still have an error. And the error now is not that the widget isn't in ConvertKit. It is in ConvertKit. The error is that Palladio doesn't know what the internal name that ConvertKit created for that widget is. So let me show you how to figure that out. So if you go into the Palladio editor, the bottom right, you're going to see this block that says ConvertKit's snippet ID. So this is what Palladio thinks ConvertKit named the ID. So if we look over here, you're going to see that under the name of the widget, or in this case, the content snippet, it says curly bracket twice, snippet.palladio-magic-highlighter and curly brackets. So this is what ConvertKit generated. And once it's generated this, you can't change it. So even if I were to change the name of this content snippet here, the internal name stays the same. But this internal name is exactly what we need to now bring into Palladio, so Palladio knows how to reference this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Palladio Magic Highlighter. I'm just going to copy that to my clipboard. I'm going to go back into Palladio and paste it in here. Now, in Palladio, we don't want all these curly brackets or the snippet dot or any of that stuff. All we care about is the Palladio Magic Highlighter bit. So just make sure you take that out, whatever ConvertKit gave that content snippet. Make sure it's in there and make sure it's saved. I have auto save changes on, so it's saved automatically. If you don't, click the save button so it gets saved. Now, if I were to use this widget again, go through the same thing, copy the clipboard, take that, delete it, put it back in. You'll see that the highlighter it looks the way we want it to look, because now Palladio not only knows about what the right name is in ConvertKit for the content snippet, but the content snippet is also in loaded into ConvertKit. So that's usually what the issue is it has to do with, you'll see this often where the widget itself that you get out of the template gallery will be called highlighter. You go into ConvertKit, you add something, you want to call it Palladio highlighter or cool highlighter or something like that. ConvertKit gives it a custom internal name that Palladio doesn't know about, and then you see that error message. So that's typically how you go about resolving and fixing this issue. Now, if you have any templates that use a widget, so let's say you have an email template that uses a signature widget, the same thing needs to happen there. So make sure you have the signature widget loaded into ConvertKit, that you take whatever the internal name that ConvertKit gives the content snippet and put it in the signature widget itself. Now go back to the email template or email templates that use that signature and re-export them, because what they're going to have before is they're going to have a reference to the wrong name, the wrong content snippet that probably doesn't exist for a signature. But once you update that signature widget once, any email templates that use it will get automatically updated. You just need to make sure that you manually re-export and resynchronize it with ConvertKit. And the benefit of doing it that way, the reason it's architected that way, is that let's say you have 3 different email templates that all use the same signature. Well, we want to make it so that if you change your signature once, all 3 of these email templates get that update automatically. And that's why we're using content snippets to do this rather than just embedding that signature code in every single email. So hopefully that makes some sense. Again, just make sure that first off, the content snippet is actually, for the widget, is actually in your ConvertKit account, but also make sure that the name ConvertKit gave it is synchronized into Palladio. So hopefully that helps again. And if you have any questions, please reach out.